And it's great to welcome back to Flow FM from the band Josh Orange. We've got Gordon. G'day, mate. How are you today?
I'm very well, Clayton, and again, thank you for having us on. We appreciate it.
It's an absolute pleasure, and loved talking to you last time, and that was about your song Little Miss America, which we love. And now the album. I wanted to talk to you when the album out, and it is out. It is called Midnight Lights. Was this a big weight off your shoulders when it was finally released? Were you able to take a big, deep breath and just let it all go?
Yeah, because we were holding because of COVID.
Yep.
Obviously, with a new album, the norm is that you go out and do some shows around the country, and we just kept, and then we just kind of said, look, it's time. We've had like a third single come off the record, so it was a real relief to finally get it released, and just watching it over the last few weeks since it's come out. Just enjoying the positive reactions to it all, and finally starting to land some live shows, which is great.
Yeah. Well, as the artist and songwriter, it makes you feel good, and especially when you get the reaction. One reaction in particular I want to ask you about, and were you surprised by it? And that was the reaction that you've been picked up by Spotify.
Yeah, totally surprised by that, and it's funny because with Spotify, you get a lot of negative press around it, how much you're getting paid per play, whatever.
Yeah.
We're a small band from Sydney, so we don't worry about that too much. The other side of the coin is that for some reason Spotify decided to jump on the closing track of the album called 3 Words, and they added that to one of their kind of pretty big playlists in Europe.
Yep.
And within a week then it was added to playlist called The Most Beautiful Songs in the World, it's got like 2.5 million followers. So we're stunned by that. And the thing about it is, with Spotify, we don't give them any money. It's free.
Yeah. They're
doing this for nothing. So the other side of that coin is that the exposure that Spotify can give a little band like us it's mind blowing.
Well, I know from my side, we get sent the lead single, the main singles from the forthcoming album or the current album, and they're the ones that the record companies and even the artists at times want you to play the most. But I've always found that there are other tracks on an album that just surprise you, that just resonate in a different way, and they're the ones that people really gravitate to. I just know there are albums I grew up buying where the main single I didn't care about, but there was a track on side 2 that I just fell in love with, and a lot of my friends were much the same. So the fact that they've done that, I think that's great, that they're actually listening and going, okay, these are the main tracks, but this one here, this is the one that we want to really represent on us, this particular band.
Well, the fact they're listening at all stuns
well, yeah, that.
Because the amount of songs that they get loaded up onto the platform. But the point you're making as well, that when we finish an album, we put it out there, we'd have thoughts on what song we think, that could be a single. You talk about that when you're making a record. That one could be a single, or that one could be a single, And there's one song in particular on the album called When Tomorrow Comes. And we were halfway through the album, and I said to the guys, look, let's drop this one. It's just not working. And that happens, And Andy, the guitarist, who I nickname him The Music, because he very much is the music. A lot of the landscape around the songs really come from Andrew. And he said, just hang on a minute. And he went off and came back a couple of weeks later and reworked the song. And when he played it back, we thought, yeah, this works. And when the album was released, we gave it to AMRAP, to community radio, a week before it went public. And that song shot straight to number 1 on AMRAP, When Tomorrow Comes. Straight to number 1.
Wow.
And we're like, what? We have no idea, really, at the end of the day, what people are going to like. All we know is the songs we like and the songs that mean a lot to us, and that can be for different reasons. Experiences you go through in the recording, or experiences you've gone through personally. But really, when it goes out there, you just don't know. You really just don't know, Clayton, what's going to appeal.
I totally get where you're coming from, and I've spoken to artists many a time with their album, and there's always a track on there that they don't think that anyone's really going to talk to them about, but it's their favourite track, and that's the one that they wish would do everything for them. And you never know what particular song it is, but yeah, there's always that. And the fact that they've picked it up, the fact that you've got one of the guys in your group who's gone away and reworked a song, and that's done so well that it's kind of tells me that there is something going on. There is a feel and a groove about you guys that people really want to get and gravitate towards and share, not just for themselves but amongst others. So I think take it and run with it, my friend.
Thank you, I appreciate that. And yeah, I mean, we've been together since, particularly myself and Andrew. We started the band in 2004, so this is our fourth album. We've been doing it a long, long time, and I think through that process you become very close friends and lots of ups and downs, and in a way, like Alex, our drummer, has been with us since 2006. You become like, I've said it on the website and stuff like that. You become like a bunch of brothers, really.
Yeah.
And with this album, we kind of got out of the way. We kind of really there was no issue whatsoever. It was just the music. We all agreed it flowed, and yeah, it was a real pleasure to make this record.
Well, it sounds it as well, and I'm especially enjoying the title track. Thus far, that is my particular favourite track, and we'll get to hear that song shortly. But I'm just, now that you're just making me think a bit. So this closing track off the album that Spotify have picked up and it's gone out to these millions of listeners, now you're starting to think about it. Are you thinking that could we have done it a little bit better, or was there something we could have changed, or no, we're just happy that's the way it was?
I can honestly say for the first time we are delighted with the final results of an album. We've as a band have finally got to put out an album that we're totally proud of, and we just couldn't have asked for it to come out better, and all the people involved. There was so many people involved in making this record. It'd be safe to say that if we phoned it up tomorrow as a band, we could say that we achieved what we set out to, which was to make a great album that we all believed in, and we've done that. And anything after that really is a bonus. That's how I personally see it right now.
Excellent. That's a great comment. Love that thought. Gordon, I want to ask you about the video for Midnight Lights. Where did you film that? How did that all come together? Because I've sort of seen videos from artists of late, and you can kind of tell that it's a COVID video or a non-COVID video. It was done before or outside of it. So how did you get this video together?
So this particular video is a COVID video, believe it or not.
Okay.
So what I done was I spent days and days and days trawling through different websites out there that will put up content from filmmakers or people like say we're musicians. We might put our music up at different sites, but there's also filmmakers. They do that, and we managed to basically hundreds of hours work find the footage that made sense to the song in a way, and then the actual pulling together of the video was done. We've got a friend of ours that works in TV who helped us and put it all together. But the actual footage was taken from basically, and in particular, there's a site called Pixels, is what they call themselves, and they upload free content, and you can basically go and find. So it took quite a while, but we found one or two particular characters that really represented the song for us. And when it all came together, it turned out really beautiful. And a lot of people said, "Where did you shoot that video?" Or "Who is the girl in the video?" I've never met the girl in the video, but obviously, we had to get permission, and that was all given. It turned out very well.
It is a great video, and I'm just watching in the background while I'm chatting to you, and it fits the song so beautifully, the scenes you got. That's why I was so impressed with it. And the track itself, it's a real, I guess, a dreamy sort of track that you can lose yourself in, but it's got this great groove and beat that doesn't let you fall asleep. It just keeps you going and wanting to hear it more. So you guys getting together, this is your fourth album, you can tell that you guys love playing with each other as well.
Yeah, and that song was kind of very much built on the beat. it's unusual how some songs come together. That one came together from a beat. It was the actual beat that started the whole thing off for that song.
I'll tell you this. I was in my office listening to the track, and for and I was just on repeat. I just kept going back and listening to it, and I kept getting interrupted, which is why I kept listening to it, because it kept stopping people as they walked past. The staff would go, "What's this song?" And they would just sort of stand there and they'd sip their coffee, and then they would just, the phone would ring, or they would do, and they'd move off. And I just watched it, and I'm just thinking, wow, this is what this song is doing. And no one asked me who it was or what it was about. They just gravitated to it. So you've got something special here, Gordon.
Thank you very much.
It is a beautiful track, and I'm just enjoying the video. So what's coming up next? The album's out. You said you got some gigs on the way. So what's next? When are you doing these, and when can we get to see you?
So we've just announced the Sydney show today. It just went out this morning. And we are working on some more dates in the background. It's tricky getting outside Sydney. We had quite a job just getting a Sydney venue where we could get enough people to put Josh Orange in a room. A lot of people are doing unplugged kickback type shows, right? And that's great. That's not us. We need amplifiers and drums, and we need to do that. So to find a room where we could get enough people in with COVID and everything else was a bit tricky, and also where we're coming from as a band that are not very well known. It's hard to get the bigger venues, and they just won't entertain you unless you're at a particular level. So we've managed to find the right spot, and the tickets came out this morning. And we're working on a Melbourne show and a Brisbane show, and we'd also like to do a few country shows in between all that. Yep. So we're working on that at the moment, and whenever a gig comes up, it's always announced on the Josh Orange website, which is joshorange.com, and all the videos and the social links and everything, it's all on the website there. So if anybody's interested in checking that out, we keep it pretty up to date on what's happening.
Well, that's good. I'm just looking at the site right now, joshorange.com, so yes, we can find all the links there. Just before we get to hear the track, the Midnight Lights track, you guys yourselves, you've all been coping okay through all the COVID stuff? You've been getting through it and surviving all right?
We've been doing fine, thank you very much. We're through the worst of it, and I'm originally from Dublin. My family over there have been going through a tough time, but they seem to be rolling out those shots, and my mum I spoke to the weekend, she just got her second shot, so she's like ready to take on the world again. So it's great to see that's rolling out, and I think when people get that, they feel like, there's that mentality of, I'm good to go. Yeah. And I think that's wonderful, and I think as they start to roll that across the world and as quickly as possible, hopefully we can get back to normal. Well,
that's we've got Irish Rallies, and we've had conversations with them, and they've said pretty much what you've just said there. And they've been in this lockdown for a while. They want it over so they can they're ready to get on with things. And I think most of them want to head straight to the pub as the first thing. But well, that's what you do when you're Irish, I guess.
The pubs have been closed. It's just it's hard to wrap your head around the pubs being closed in Ireland.
You would never have thought it, would you? Never. But anyway. Just
illegal.
Exactly. All right, we could talk about that for hours. But anyway, Gordon, thank you so much for spending time with us today on Flow. We've got your new single here it's the title track from your current album. It's called Midnight Lights. We need to get that album. Folks, you really will love it, and you will find some great tracks on there. I particularly like the title track, which we're going to hear. Gordon, thank you so much. I want to talk again another day. Hopefully we'll get to see you live. You're always welcome to our Flow studios. All the best to the band, and thank you for spending time with us. And if you can please introduce the track for us.
Thank you very much, Clayton, and all the best to everybody out there in South Australia. This is Gordon from Josh Orange with a title track from our new album, Midnight Lights.
Running out of space of those midnight lights.